off.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. This is combo number 2. I am Tom Flores.
I'm Brittany de Guzman.
She is my cousin. She is also one of the other members of combo number 2 that's going to be joining me and Alex for our episodes. And for today's episode, we will be talking about...
Joy.
Joy, yes. We both saw Joy with our little cousin. Well, my little cousin, her sister. And we liked it. We liked it. So we're going to just talk about Joy here today.
Yeah. We're going to talk about Joy.
It was a good movie. I like how it stars Jennifer Lawrence, Bradley Cooper, and Robert De Niro, and it's another David O. Russell film. But out of all of them, it was interesting that because all his movies recently, The Fighter, Silver Linings Playbook, and American Hustle, they had a great soundtrack, and this one was really lacking in that awesome soundtrack.
This is where I disagree because I actually like the soundtrack. I thought it was very simple and fit the movie rather well. So you're wrong.
Just like that, I'm wrong. Just like that, I guess I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
No, it was really it was good though. It was good. It was basically a woman empowerment movie. It was loosely based on the woman who actually made the Wonder Mop. Was it the mop head or the
Wonder Mop?
Was it a Wonder Mop or the mop head?
Well, I think it was just the retractable and self-squeezing mop head. I don't think it actually.
Okay. So it was loosely based off that.
She changed housewives' lives forever.
Yeah, made it easier. Don't have to cut yourself on glass every time you mop.
Okay, first of all, when glass breaks, I don't mop it up though. So
no, I sweep it up.
Yeah,
I sweep it up.
That was kind of dumb.
Yeah, they could have just pushed.
But that was the reason that she made it.
And
I guess whatever.
Well, she could have pushed it in the ocean too. They were on the boat. Just sweep it into the ocean.
Pollution.
But hey, it was the 70s though, so it was okay. Mm-hmm. Right? It was set in the 70s, right? Yeah, 70s.
70s.
Yeah, but it was a good film. It centered around her and her dysfunctional family. Very dysfunctional family.
Very dysfunctional.
Because everyone lived in the same 2-story house.
Her ex-husband, for how many months or whatever, was still living in the basement?
With her dad.
Well, that wasn't...
But the dad adding on to the whole total, the dad and the ex-husband both shared the basement, but the dad and her mom were divorced.
Also divorced, but they were also living in the same house.
And the grandma was living in the house, and the kids and her. I feel like there's one more person. Oh, and her sister. Her sister visited.
No, her sister wasn't living there. Her sister just visited. But yeah, it was...
It was good, though. The acting was good. Yeah, it was. The acting was good, though. You said, though, the one part, because it opens up not with the movie, but with a soap opera that all the characters watch. And
I didn't like that part of the movie.
And why didn't you?
I just felt like it was weird, and it was out of place. Well, it just seemed weird that they kept...
Going back and forth to it?
Or making... weren't they kind of paralleling her life to the soap opera? Or... No, not really.
I didn't see that connection. At first, I thought that
they just kept going back to the soap opera, and it was just weird. Like, I don't know why.
I did think that, though, too, that I was supposed to, like, connect with her somehow, but it never did. It was just something... It
was just a way for her to have, like, these little...
moments.
Like flashbacks, too.
Well, in her dream, she had a flashback. It was in her dream.
But her dream was also in the soap opera.
True, that was staged there, yeah, but... Other than that, though, it was like the only reason why her dream took place in the soap opera was because she watched it so much. Because her mom is so addicted to this, and all she does is sit in the bed and watch this. And they'll, like, during a fight, they'll have a moment of like, ooh, we'll watch soap opera for a little bit, like it'll be a break in the action to show that this soap opera brings the family together, and that's like their one thing that they want to always keep up on, and like that's like they're like them keeping up on their daily news, but that's their daily news.
Which is sad.
But it was just weird. Like, I knew the acting was forced on. Like, it was horrible acting. I was like, they're making fun of soap operas with the horrible acting. It was hilarious.
I just didn't like it. I mean, I like the movie. I just didn't like that part. Or the son. Tell me about the son.
The son. Okay, so Jennifer Lawrence's character, Joy, has 2 kids. The oldest is a daughter. The youngest is a boy.
You don't really see the kid that much throughout... No. You see the daughter a lot, actually.
Well, there's such a jump in the timeline at the end. That's why.
No, but also when she's creating her mop, she uses her daughter's like paper and crayons and starts like engineering and sketching out this idea for a mop. So yeah, you see the daughter a lot because it's also it goes back to when she was younger and like she would be so creative. She would be so creative and like her parents would watch her create all these things. So I think that's why having the daughter in it so much was showing like, oh, the daughter can be more creative. The daughter can be an engineer, be, creative and stuff like that. So I think that's why the daughter was in it a lot. But the son was just not...
ever there.
Three times.
3 scenes, right?
Like the beginning.
Sick.
The beginning, you just see him a little bit. like to introduce the children. I think
him holding her as a baby.
When he was,
it was quick. It was just him.
Oh, okay, so maybe 4 times when he was sick. But then this is the weird part: you didn't even see the kid's head when he was sick. It was she goes up to the kid's room, and the bed is right next to the door, so you only see half the bed, and then you only see
the way it's angled.
Yeah, you only see the kid's legs, and she's like, "Oh, they're there," or whatever. And it's weird because you don't see the kids.
Yeah, I wish the son had a better role because it's like it looked like.
I wish he had anything.
Because quickly you see, it looks like him and the grandma have more of like their own little bond relationship. So it's like let's play with that. Like how does he?
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, when you see them all grown up, like flash forward.
He finally gets a line. He finally gets a line.
He does.
He's like, "Love you, Mom," like quick.
Oh yeah.
He finally talks, but yeah, it kind of sucked. I wish it was like, what was the point of having a son almost if you're not gonna even like include him or acknowledge him?
Well, maybe
for the movie part.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know. It was just weird. I didn't like having the son in there.
Mm-hmm. But basically, what it is the premise of the story is that she is an unhappy mom. She's not a housewife at this point because she has a job. She's an unhappy mom, and she's basically supporting everyone.
I wouldn't say she's an unhappy mom. An unhappy mom implies that she's not happy with her kids.
An unhappy person? Just a person?
She's just like stuck in life. She's stuck in life. Okay. She's divorced, and her ex-husband is living in the basement downstairs.
Still working on his singing career.
Yeah.
Failing.
Still working on his singing career and failing and not like supporting his children. And then she's living in the house with her mom, and she could have went off to college. Not grandma. Oh yeah, mom. Okay, yeah, mom and grandma. That's what we missed in the
3 generations are in there.
Yeah. So she could have went off to college, but then decided to stay to help out with her mom and dad because their dad had a mechanic kind of business. Auto shop.
That the sister was the accountant for.
Yeah. And then just to help out the mom because the mom's like oblivious to life because all she does is watch a soap opera.
Well, after the divorce, the mom just shut up.
Like recluse.
Yeah, because the divorce was so strong for her because she's only had one man in her room before, and that was the dad. But after the divorce, it was.
Yeah.
That's why she reclused because she was so afraid because that's all her husband, her ex, De Niro's character was all she knew. And
then she was working these long hours as like I think it was like they just kind of hinted as like an airline stewardess.
No, stewardesses are on the plane.
Yeah, but you never actually see her work at the airport.
No, she's just the one who takes the tickets and stuff.
At the front desk. So
she's like the front desk.
Okay, so she works there, but then like you could tell that she's unhappy, and then her hours get cut, or they said you have to work graveyard or something.
She has to do nights now.
Yeah, and she can't because she has kids. So I think she's just unhappy with where her life is. She's stuck. She has no like nothing lined up for her. There's no like big ideas. There's just nothing. So I wouldn't say unhappy mother. You're just unhappy with life. And then her dad rolls in, and then she has to live with her dad too.
After the third divorce. That was the divorce number 3.
Oh my god, yeah.
That was divorce number 3, I believe. That was funny. Like, I don't want him. I'm giving him back to you.
Yeah.
Like, what was it?
You're a problem now, or something like that.
No, what did he say to his first wife though? Joy's mom. He was like, "You're a silent killer. You're gasoline or something like that. You're killing us. You're suffocating this household."
Yeah, and then like also the sister. Let's talk about the sister. I did not like the sister. She was evil from the beginning, from the very beginning, from the get go. Mm-hmm. I hated her.
Here's the thing. No. Here's the thing. Right when we see her as an adult, we can tell she's not a good sister. She's not a good person.
She also looks unhappy, but she's not the unhappy like Jennifer Lawrence.
But what was interesting, what you pointed out, is that when they were kids, because they showed quickly them as little girls. You said you already saw like she didn't like Joy.
Well, not that she didn't like her, she just didn't seem to be happy with Joy. She just seems like...
To me, the way that was presented, I thought something was going on where she was going to die of cancer or something because she just looked so sad. I didn't catch that, what you saw.
Well, because you don't have sisters.
Thank you for bringing up the fact that I'm an only child. Thank you. That I have a lot of lonely nights as when I was a little kid.
Then you should have caught on to her sadness then.
Oh, ha, 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 ha. Well, actually, it's not actually her sister. It's her half-sister from his second marriage. It's a half-sister from the second marriage. Well, that's the devil's in the details.
So, yeah.
And also, too, what you see at the beginning is that Joy likes to create. She has imagination and creativity because she creates her world. There's a little paper mache stuff because of magic and everything.
Yeah, just like makes things.
And then what was interesting is that her sister says, "What about a prince? And your prince?" So she's like, "With the powers I have, I don't ever need a prince."
Yeah.
Which I liked as a.
But see, that shows where Joy's going, and it shows where the sister isn't going.
Yeah, no,
because the sister sees like, oh, I need to have like a man in my life to make my life complete, whereas Joy is just like, no, like I, total female empowerment.
I want it to complement me, not need it.
Yeah.
I want I want it, not need it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which is a good thing to have. You always want to want the person, not need.
But then as they go back to regular time, like when they're adults, you could tell the sister's just an unhappy, awful person. Like she tells the kid, what did she tell her kid?
Bad
she
stuff.
told Joy's kids like,
"Oh,
your house is lonely or it's empty," or
and that Joy is like a
not a bad mother, but not like a fit mother.
True, but she compares her to a certain insect, a cicada.
Was it a cicada?
A cicada.
Oh,
because a cicada, and that actually.
That was weird.
The point of them even bringing that wasn't part of the writing part because they're bringing it up to say like when 17 years ago, that gap, the time jump between the little girls and this age that we see Joy in as an adult, 17 years ago is when everything changed for Joy, and they're saying the cicada will go into hibernation for like 17 years before it blossoms out into its next step.
Bugs don't blossom; they just come back out.
Come back out of the cocoon in its last stage of its lifetime cycle. Yeah. So it was just to say that after the 17 years, the Joy is gonna come out of the cocoon. That was basically
it. So it's like she was saying awful things to Joy.
To their
kids.
Was
just and like in the very beginning, she kind of gets on Joy about making the grandma take the kids to a birthday party or something.
With her, what does she have? Arthritis?
With her arthritis, like being out in the cold because it's snowing. But it was kind of sad because like Joy's trying to be on her way to work, but then she's trying to like handle her kids and her grandmother and her mom and
her
just
dad
everybody
and her husband,
and like the house is falling apart. And
all the repairs. She's like keeps fixing that like column. She keeps fixing that column right in front of the door.
So it was just like the sister just keeps ganging up on her about everything. And the sister, like you said, works for the dad as the accountant.
Like accountant and like second in command, basically.
And then as soon as Joy gets an idea and brings it to the dad, she was like, "Oh, you don't know anything about running a business like I do." And it's just every time that Joy says something, the sister's like, "Well, I know this and I know that."
She just tries to put her down all the time.
He's just like one up her. And then when Joy does have ideas, and it just kind of starts, well, through Joy's like, what was it?
The mop, the creation of the mop.
Yeah, like through the creation of the mop, it has like its ups and downs and a lot more downs. And the sister's just always like, every time there's a slight hiccup.
It doesn't even have to be a hiccup. She looks for a hiccup.
She looks for ways to make it awful or make it seem like it's not working. And she would tell the dad, like, "Oh, well, I have ideas. I can do this, blah, 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 blah." And so she's not even giving her sister credit
a fighting chance.
Yeah, for credit for her ideas.
Right.
So she's just a conniving woman. I don't like her.
Isn't there another term you said in the movie theater?
A bitch. I don't like her.
She's horrible. I
was trying to be polite.
Especially when, like, first of all, I didn't know there was, like, online dating, but not online dating that far back then.
Yeah. It was like
telephone dating.
But it was landline telephone dating. It was weird. You would call in and be like,
they send you a picture of the
person. Is there anything in my inbox? And if you had something in your inbox, it was just because, I guess, but how would even someone...
I don't know. That was a weird setup of,
I don't even know
not
how you would,
online dating.
Like, how would you even see someone's profile?
They send you a picture of it in the mail.
After you ask for it. What about their likes and dislikes? Nothing?
It was probably in the description in the mailbox.
That's just awkward.
In the little envelope you get of the person.
So is it like the lottery where you're like, I would like number 247A, and then they send you a picture and you're just like, no thanks.
No, I think it was that he sent out the description he had, and if that fit the similarities and wants of other people, other women for him, they would be like, okay, can you send me a picture of this number? All right, now I'm going to call this number.
So it's the first Tinder.
Yeah.
First. Interesting.
And it was funny though when he says hello to her, he's like he doesn't say her by her name because he probably most likely has her name there. He says
to have her name.
He says her number. She's like, yes.
Oh yeah. Hi, this is A27 or whatever.
Are you B46
Yeah.
too?
Oh my god, it was awkward.
And she was she was already like weird, kind of like a rich, naughty widow.
Yeah. You gotta watch out for those widowers.
Yeah, widows, not widowers.
Widowers.
She was a widow.
Well, I'm saying equal here. Like, you have to watch out for widows and widowers. Let's be equal. 2016.
2016 just started. Let's calm down.
Whatever.
But yeah. And that was interesting. And they start dating, and because he's poor and she's very rich. Mm-hmm. She has a boat and everything. And
she just has millions. She has money
because of her husband. Yeah, her late husband. And what was kind of funny...
I forgot what he did. I know they said what the late husband did. I don't remember what it was, though.
He just was very meticulous and frugal with his money, she said.
Oh.
He was very, like, calculative of how much went in and out of the home.
Okay.
He was probably, if I don't remember, I'd probably say he was, well, something Wall Street related, maybe. Something suit and tie, for sure.
Honestly, I don't remember that.
I don't
remember at all. Sorry, guys.
Well, her character wasn't. I didn't like her character. That's why.
Yeah, I just didn't really pay attention.
Because she was the same way.
She was a brat.
Because at first it looked like she was going to.
She was an old hag.
Because the thing is, Joy comes to that woman.
Right. And asking for like a loan or to
help to invest, to be the first investor.
To invest for the business idea.
It looks like she's actually helpful. Like, she just asked her, like, you have to pass a series of questions I have for you. But other than that, she looks supportive at the beginning, but then all of a sudden, it's like the sister...
Well, no, as soon as she talked about asking about those questions and, like, oh, you know, I'm not sure if I want to invest my money. I don't know. I saw, like, a switch in her.
Well, she was just, like, it was her husband's money. She's like, I have to be careful. I have to ask questions. He told me that if this ever came to me, I have to do this. Like, that was why...
I don't know. But she almost kind of looked like the wicked stepmother.
But she looked very supportive at the beginning, but then it just to flip the switch, like her dad and sister.
She seemed supportive only when it started being successful, which is a smart business move. But she wasn't careful. Like, she just was like, okay, I can make a crap ton of money off this, then whatever. Mm. Because in the movie, once Joy gets the idea for the mop down and she wants to patent it, they use a clothing patent or someone in like the clothing industry.
It wasn't a clothing patent. It just wasn't a...
I forgot what the word they used was, but it was somebody in like the clothing industry.
It was a different field. It was a different industry and field.
Yeah, that like could help her patent.
It wasn't an assembly patent.
Yeah, it was something else, and it was the woman's idea, the widower. Yeah. The widow. It was the widow's idea to use this person to patent Joy's idea.
Because she patented her husband's stuff before.
Yeah.
But I think it was retail, something retail. Like,
it was something in retail instead of actually like creating things and
industry. Yeah.
And the ex-husband, as annoying as he is in the beginning, towards the middle and end, because in the beginning he's like a deadbeat kind of.
And he's like pretending to be sick to not go to work.
Yeah.
And he's like in the basement singing and not going to work still. And when she brings the dad down, he's like, "What?" And apparently they hate each other.
Yeah. Well,
they hate each other.
Yeah. But yeah, so like the ex-husband in the middle, towards the end, is like always seen as Joy's closest friend, like her confidant.
He's supportive, but he's more cautious and he's more strategical. Like, wait,
even
do we know?
Even though they're exes, they still very much care for each other.
Oh yeah, because they have two kids.
What did the grandma say? They were the best divorced couple she knew, or something like that. But it was true. Like the husband chimed in when the widow wanted to use the retail patent guy. And he's like, shouldn't we be using some guy who actually knows
this patent,
what he's doing, for this type of thing?
And they just shut him off.
And yeah, the dad just agrees with his new slam piece. So they just agree and it was like, okay, well, no, like you don't know what you're doing. If whatever, you shouldn't have any say in this at all.
Right.
So that's when they use the widow's patent, and then that's where like the first set of problems is really.
Mm-hmm. That they want to just control her idea.
Yeah.
It's like someone taking over, like someone's like planning for a wedding. Like they just pile on and just take over.
Yeah, I guess you can.
It's a good way to assimilate it. It's a good way to yeah. It's a great way to compare that.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, and that's where it begins, and they
have like production problems.
They turn the dad's auto shop into the assembly place for
the factory
floor. They turn it into a factory floor, and they hire. What was interesting, they hired cheap labor, which was interesting, but I guess pretty true. Kept keeping it true to reality. Like cheap labor is going to help out at the beginning.
Well, anybody's going to do that.
Yeah, but she went out and talked to him, and it was interesting because her ex-husband speaks fluent Spanish. She speaks it too, and she was able to talk to the labor force. And that, I think, helped personalize the workers with her, like more personal. And what was it like? And it was interesting with the mop. It was like 300.
It was a 300 count of, or no, 300 loops. That was the count.
300 loops for each mop. That's ridiculous.
And that she did. Well, her first prototype was done by herself.
It was over 300. But it was like 300.
The prototype was 300.
Exactly.
That's what she said. It was the 300 loops that she looped herself.
I thought it was over 300. A little over, like 312.
I only remember 300.
But yeah, it was a lot of loops for one mop.
But and then they started having problems with the
guy supplying them.
The supplier. They have problems with the supplier.
Because they had molds that they sent to help make extra like cuts and everything for them that it shipped back, but the guy kept asking for more money and more money.
Yeah, he kept messing up on the inventory. He would give him a quote for this much and send him another like fax or whatever back saying, oh, I did it wrong, it needs to be this much, or this was put in wrong, I need $10 more on every dime or whatever. It was just he just needed more and more money every single time. And I thought it was really cool that Joy just wasn't having it. Like, she didn't roll over. She didn't give in. She was very just much... She was talking to this guy like, no, I'm not going to pay this. I'm not going to pay this. This wasn't what we agreed on.
Yeah. But he'd been doing that. That guy had been doing that to her dad from the beginning.
He was swindling them.
From the beginning.
Yeah, he was swindling them. And then that's what you find out later when she goes...
To the factory.
Their
factory floor.
Yeah, she goes to the factory in California. And like tries talking to this guy, and then
she sneaks out.
She sneaks into their factory area.
And no one's doing anything.
Yeah, and she sees that they have her molds. They have her molds like
but making their own
like
stuff.
Their name or kind
of
like
their name.
It's insinuated that they're taking it over themselves, and she gets mad and she tries to take all of her stuff back, and then they call their police, and then she's in jail.
And that's where it goes even. That's where the breaking point is because she has to file for bankruptcy at that point. And that's where the debt...
Oh, we totally didn't talk about the Bradley Cooper.
I know. We were jumping a little bit, but we're gonna double back. As the problems keep continuing to happen, the husband, as you say, the ex-husband, because he's supportive, tells her that in one of his later jobs, he worked with this guy who just can sell things. He used to work with him, and now he works, and now his friend,
a huge corporate.
Now his friend Bradley Cooper works for this huge company that basically it's like those infomercials that you see on like paid programs.
News? It was an actual TV company.
It was, but compared to it's basically what you see when those infomercials that just sell you stuff.
But back in the day when it was live infomercials, like filmed live.
Well, there's still some. Most of them are still live. I think most of them are still live.
Yeah, but I mean, it was
a different feel. This one is more like it's a big thing, and like they're set rotated into 5 different sets.
Yeah, like the ones that are live now, it's very scripted. That was more of like a. You get to know the product and kind of come up with it on your own.
It was all about the hands.
Yeah, all about the hands.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of weird.
It was interesting with Bradley Cooper's character. This one, because he's right though, because your face ain't using it, your hands are using stuff. So can people relate to that? Because your hands are using it. You got to use your hands the way someone else would use your hands.
Yeah, but he seemed utterly fixated. I always thought it was just a little
the
weird.
Method and the madness though. Look, there obviously works. Yeah, and the thing about him, what was interesting about his character in this movie, he wasn't a bad guy.
But he wasn't a good guy either.
Still, like, he was literally a suit and tie that was just focused on getting the money and the ratings. Yeah. And, like, he...
But, I mean, that's how the business world is.
No, true, but it was just an interesting, different way to see his character now. He's usually, like, the guy you root for.
Yeah. What I really liked is that, like every other movie, there's, like, a love interest, and you think... You know, just like, was it Silver Linings? Yeah, Silver Linings. You like, oh, Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence, like, oh, they're going to get together again, blah, blah, blah. But in this movie, you always kind of you're waiting for it. You're like waiting for them to have like a moment. Because
they do
like
hug.
Flirty...
Because after she successfully sells her mop.
Yeah, and like they hug and you can kind of see them look at each other. But I think, like looking back on it, it was more just like almost like an admiration.
Yeah, she was saying thank you, like a thank you hug, like when you really happy.
But like as you know, just like the general person, we're programmed like by these movies to always find the love interest. And what I really liked is that they don't end up together.
Well, that's what's good because that's how much of a woman empowerment movie
this
is.
It
sticks to what she says at the beginning. She doesn't need a prince.
It sticks true to what she said when she was younger, and I really like that.
Even though her character got married, it ended still in a divorce because she didn't. She does not need a man. In the end, in the long run, she will never need a prince. That's how they stuck to that.
Hell yeah.
I haven't seen a woman empowerment movie like that in I can't recall. I feel like that is one that finally got it. Yeah, that finally really got it right.
I'm trying to think of any other ones. None come to mind. None come to mind right now, but I'm sure there are other ones.
Because even with her ex-husband, there was always that connection. But she literally they kept it both that friendship. She did mostly with him. It was a friend, but I can trust you because they've had intimate moments in the past. They had 2 kids together. So that's what I like about this. It really stuck to where she can do it all by her own. Because at the end of the movie, she does it all by her own. She turns the company around by herself.
Yeah, she has her own company.
With everyone against her.
And that's bringing it back to Bradley Cooper at the very end of the movie. Or in the beginning when her and Bradley Cooper first met, and they were talking about, the business and products. And they were saying, we could be, what was the word? We can be...
Partners?
No, something in commerce.
Friends in commerce.
Was it friends?
Yes.
Okay, so...
No.
Or adversaries.
Yes, because that relates back to her dad's new girlfriend.
Yeah.
Or new slam, as you said.
Yeah. So like
one of the last question that question. So when Joy goes up to her dad's girlfriend for the money to be the first person to invest in her mop, the last question of a series of questions the girlfriend asks is that if you're sitting across the table from someone who used to be a friend and now is basically an adversary in commerce, and there's a gun between you, the table, and if there's a gun between you two, do you pick up the gun? Joy said, hell yes.
Yeah, well, it was to protect the money.
To protect the thing.
Yeah.
And so it gets brought up again, and Bradley Cooper says, even if we're adversaries in commerce, we'll still be like friends or something like that. Like it's
so that's what they said when like she first did her live commercial, which
was sweet because her friend helped her out with it when she totally like blanks and freezes and she comments on the lights and gets a little daze. So the friend
calls in. And was just like, oh, I really like those, and
she asks the questions even before Joy says anything to help her out.
She really just
and Joy like
get her going.
Joy first sees is like, she's like almost like, you son of a, aw, she's like,
that part was like a tearjerker.
It was good. It was like,
it tugged on your heartstrings. You're just like, oh, what a best friend, man. Like that was.
And then the numbers go up. The ratings they sell. Like, they sold like close to 100,000. Within 2 days, it was over 100,000 sales, and which was great and her friend helped her, and that's where the adversary in commerce comes up because he's like, I hope we don't. Even if we do, though, we'll still be friends because they do have a connection of just a good people, like just liking each other's company, nothing to really lead to anywhere in the relationship.
Yeah. So when he says that, and then that brings us back to the very end when she has her own little empire. And, now
with guards in front of it.
Yeah, and now she's in Bradley Cooper's spot where people can pitch
He's coming to her now. He's coming to her.
Well, he didn't come to her for the idea. He came to her to warn.
But that's the thing is he's still coming to her. She's not going to him anymore.
But so she's in her spot like Bradley Cooper where people can pitch their ideas of inventions. And right after, she sees this one couple, and then right after...
with a kid, and the way she helps him is just, wow, that was great. That was, to me, that was to me a tugging on the strings.
Oh.
Because it was great. They had a kid. They were obviously like risking it all, and she was like,
"Well, I mean, that's why Joy did it. I mean, she very much saw herself in that client."
But it was great because she was like, "Can you come with us
tomorrow?" Like, where are you staying?
No. At first, it was like, "Can you meet with my development team tomorrow?" Wait, of course you can't. Your boss won't let you. Okay, give me your boss's number. We'll call him. Where are you guys staying? She says the hotel. It was a motel.
Yeah, it was. That won't be comfortable for the baby. Let me upgrade you to this place over here.
We'll transfer you over, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, it was very touching.
Yeah. Because it shows that the money didn't change her.
Yeah.
It just bettered her. It bettered her to like make her still, But then Bradley Cooper.
We'll speak about other things that didn't change her either.
No, yeah.
Yeah, but so then Bradley Cooper comes back to warn her basically that
we're gonna be enemies now, adversaries in commerce.
Well, no, not technically him. It was the guy that he worked for.
Okay.
That was kind of like gunning for her, and I forgot what exactly it was. He was just basically warning her about something that was going to happen.
Of the upcoming storm.
Yeah, basically. And, at the very end you still think, oh, like, they're gonna kiss, and they don't. And it's just perfect. Like, they leave it platonic.
I think he wanted to kiss her more than she did. In the eyes. You know what I mean? Because it's all in the eyes. Well, I'm just saying, it's all in the eyes. And I feel like he had the more longing than she did.
Yeah, I guess. I didn't really get that, but... I just liked how they remained friends.
Yeah, it keeps to the point where she doesn't need someone.
Yeah. But back to the things that, like you said, the things that don't change her. The money didn't change her, and her family didn't change her, because her family, like I said, the sister started getting really jealous, and was just... Her sister even acted on her behalf.
Yeah, for the involvement with the guy in California that was messing up parts. The sister went there to talk to go there and talk to him, and then on top of that, paid them $20,000 or something like that. The money,
something that Joy didn't want to pay because they kept messing up on the orders.
Mm-hmm. And that's what caused her to go to California because she's like, now don't ever do business.
Yeah, she's like, never speak on my behalf again.
And now I have to go to California.
Yeah, so then she goes to California, does that. So first, like her sister, you already know that she's just a bad seed, but then.
I wouldn't say she's evil. That's evil. No, bad seed is evil. She's just jealous and unhappy and envious. That's not evil.
Altogether is a bad seed.
A bad seed, though, implies evil. Like, it's like being a dark being.
Okay, when this bit is done, you can leave it in the comments if you agree that I think that she's a bad seed, or if you agree with Thomas that...
She's just jealous and envious and unhappy.
She's a bad seed. Let me get to the part.
Okay.
So after Joy finally succeeds and gets like her mop is out there. She's racking in the money, just like her life is good. It towards the very end, it has like a weird little like
the grandma
fast forward through life. So like you fast forward 6 months, and then there's a tiny clip of her in 6 months, and you fast forward like another year.
They fast forward at least 20 decades. The whole thing, I feel like it's like 10 years. 10 years.
No, the
whole fast forward at the end is like a 20-year thing.
Okay, well they just fast forward. I know, but the little segments.
10 years.
It was like 6 months, and then it was like a year after that, and then it was like another
10 years. Because look how much the daughter grew.
So then, during that time when they're fast forwarding through the years, the narrator, which is the grandma, comes back on and says, Joy still remained like a good person, stuck to her morals basically, and then the grandma like drops a little bomb on you and says Joy was still a good person even when the dad and the dad's girlfriend, the one that funded Joy in the beginning, and the sister, and God, I forgot all their names.
They're that bad.
Yeah, I don't even remember. But anyways, the three of them tried suing Joy for the rights to her company and the rights to the mop and the rights to the production, and basically saying, just trying to take it all over. They sued
multiple times. I feel like because they had multiple failed ideas that cost her money, and I feel like they didn't sue more than once.
Exactly. And also, they had after Joy makes her famous invention or whatever. The three of them start coming up with their own inventions that they try to pitch to Joy, which Joy funded every single one of them, it sounded like.
And she said she did.
Whether they failed or not, she helped them out with their inventions, and when they failed, they would just come up with another one. And then after that, that's when she said, even when
they sued.
The mom, the new girlfriend, and the sister tried suing Joy for the company.
The sister, the girlfriend.
Joy still took care of them. She still took care of her dad. She loved her dad.
I think they lived in the house still, I feel.
Exactly. So now, you as the viewers of this podcast can decide and leave it in the comments if you agree with me that the sister is a bad seed, or if you agree with Tommy and you think she's just evil.
Jealous. No,
or just jealous.
Evil.
See, evil. She's just evil.
She's just jealous and envious and unhappy. That's all she is.
No,
to me, bad seed is where you're sadistic and like to hurt people and kill them and you get off on
She
that.
tried hurting her by taking her company.
But not killing. But she's not like, I like to hurt people. I like to kill people.
Well, the movie wasn't long enough to give us that. No, I'm telling you, she was evil.
No, I don't think she was evil. She was not a bad
Okay,
seed,
well,
we'll
leave it up to you guys. Put it in the comments what you...
Yes, please let us know in the comments so then I can rub it in her face later on.
Okay, whatever.
Anywho, it was the movie Doe.
Altogether, I like the movie.
Yes,
a lot.
And it had some funny moments. I like the little comedic moments. Like there was a problem. Like Britt said, the house was basically falling apart.
Oh,
and in the mom's room, the pipe busts and it leaks springs open. It's on the first floor, and she hires a plumber to come in. And all of a sudden, because her mom has never had once again a man besides her dad being in the same room before. Yes, and a man. This will be the first time that another man comes in. And so it freaks her out so much that the mom has put a curtain over half the house. I think
what also freaked her out, because back in that time...
Okay, so
it wasn't... Not like there was just a bunch of racism, but like back in that time, I guess it was just...
70s. There's still racism.
There's still racism.
It was a higher degree of racism.
And this guy was from where?
Haiti.
This guy was from Haiti.
But he looked black. No matter what, he looked black.
Yeah, this plumber comes in. He's from Haiti. And he looks black. And you could just kind of see her mom.
I think you saw that added more to her.
Yeah, I think it just added to her surprise. Like, oh my God, there's a man in my room, let alone like a man of color. Like in that times, I think that's what she was thinking. And then he was
also speaking, having a different accent. I feel like that. Like,
yeah, I think it all just flustered her very much.
But at the end,
she asked, "Can you put a sheet up? Because I'm going to be coming in and out of my room." And
yeah,
it's
so it's funny. Random. At the end, though, throughout it, her and the plumber will pop into wherever Joy's doing something and be like, hey, and they're like together holding food, and she'll be like,
oh, that like chocolate stuff.
She's like, he makes chocolate, it's really good. I'm thinking of going to Haiti soon. And they just walk away.
Didn't she say something to Joy like, you can't stop me living my life or something?
Yeah, because the second time, she's like, do you love him? She's like, yes. And she's like, I gotta go though soon because his job's done there after the time period it takes. And she's like, oh no, there's more stuff that needs to be fixed, right?
Yeah,
and
Joy, can you find more stuff for him to do?
And Joy's like, I don't have the money for this. And like, really? Like, really, Mom? Really, right now? In front of the kids?
Yeah, it was just like, she was definitely hitting on him.
Yeah, and it was...
Which was kind of comedic.
Oh, yeah, it was just because they would not, like, walk into the door. They just popped in the doorway together eating chocolate that the plumber made. Yeah. And at the end, they're still together in the kitchen making chocolate. which was cute. Like, good for the mom. She found someone.
Yeah.
But it was still hilarious. And what was another funny part is that, okay, so what leads to the creation of this mop is that they all go on the boat that her dad's girlfriend owns.
Oh God!
And
that whole boat
her ex-boyfriend, her ex-husband, he probably wasn't told, but he brought red wine into the boat, and you can't have red wine on that piece of wood she had because of his...
Yeah, it was a certain type of wood that if there was red wine spills, it would just ruin the wood.
It was stained, so she has to for white. Yes, the ex-husband brought a very expensive, fancy, very nice red wine, but it was still red. Yeah, it was like, but because that's the only reason why he was let on board. Was because when the girlfriend saw it, she's like, "Oh my gosh, this is this wine. You can come in."
Yeah. Oh, right. Well, and because they were both from
Italy. No, he could just speak Italian. He knew.
They
could sing.
The
singing. He was a singer.
Well, yeah, and they both shared like cultural
similarity, and like he did know some Italian singers and like and he could speak a little Italian, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And so they're on the boat, they're having fun, and they hit a little wave, and that's where it spills, and that's where it creates because she's mopping it with that old style.
Well, it doesn't just spill; the whole bottle cracks.
But no, they're glasses too, though. They're glasses everywhere.
Right.
And she's cleaning it up, but there's glass getting stuck into it, and she's squeezing out the mop with her bare hands, because back then, all mops you squeeze with your bare hands, and her hands are all cut up, and then all of a sudden she goes into, like, a zone at home, and she's, like, talking to herself and everything, and she lays down and talks, and then she realizes, she comes to a point of clarity. The ex-husband comes up to her and is like, "Hey, you okay?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm good. You need to leave, though. Find your own place. It's time. You need to get out. I'm not saying in a bad way, but it's time." And he's like...
And that's when you see, like, the shift in her.
And then she looks at her daughter, she's like, "I need your crayons and paper." And the little daughter's like this, "Meet me in my room."
Yeah.
And that was funny, because she's like standing on the story, and she's like, the daughter's all serious, too. She's like, "Meet me in my room." And then they pop to the room. That's where the mop's created. And that's where it all takes off with this self-ringing mop, this invention, and it's a great invention. And there's another funny moment is that Joy has a hard time sleeping in her room because she gets these reoccurring nightmares. So she decides to sleep on the staircase. But to help her fall asleep, instead of just giving her alcohol or anything, they give her cough medicine to put her to sleep.
Yeah, cough medicine back then was basically alcohol.
Yeah, and the dad's like, "Here, take some cough medicine."
And it was also expired.
And then, by a few months, right? Or more than that? Like, I feel like it was a year.
I don't think they actually said, but it was expired.
And they give her one, and then it's like, take another one, and she just
like passes out
on the staircase, which is like totally bad for your back and everything. Evans, can you imagine like one of them's jabbing your rib cage, you got a crank in your neck, you wake up and you be like...
I mean, yeah, whatever.
Would you do it?
I mean, she had 2 shots of expired cold medicine. She probably didn't even feel it.
She's gonna feel it in the morning. Do you feel it in the morning after whatever you have that's strong and knocks you out?
Yeah.
See, there you go. We all feel it in the morning. No matter how strong it is, you won't feel it for the most of it, but you'll feel it right when you wake up and for the rest of the week.
Yeah, true.
So there you go.
So, if you had to pick, your favorite part of the whole entire movie?
Ooh, my favorite part. That's a good question. I think my favorite...
I already have 2. I couldn't pick one. I have 2.
I think my favorite part was that line Joy says when she's little about, "I'll never need a prince with the powers I have," because they stick true to that. And that when I first saw that, I'm like, all right, let's see what happens. Like, I think they stick to it, and they do. And so that was one of my favorite parts. The other one was the... I think I like the cough medicine part was really funny. Like, that was just funny because the whole family
she just conks out on the stairs.
What was your 2 favorite parts?
My 2 favorite parts definitely have to be a kind of more of a female empowerment spot where Jennifer Lawrence was just totally badass, Woman Crush Wednesday worthy.
At the end when she cuts her hair, after she cuts her hair.
No. It was the end of the middle, I guess, or the beginning of the end, right around there. Oh, yeah, towards the end. After she confronts the guy who's been swindling her, because
the one
in the movie...
California, right?
Yeah.
So, okay.
In the movie... No, this is when she was in, Texas.
So when the main guy, the guy in charge of those guys, the Texas guy, okay, she
in
has to go to Texas.
She actually does lose everything. And you think, oh, crap, this is the end of the movie.
Because she signs for bankruptcy.
She lost everything. She signed for bankruptcy, and it was so sad because her dad was like, "I should have never let you believe in yourself. I should have never given you hope. I should have never given you confidence."
Right in front of her daughter.
She says this right in front of her. So
and then she just says it to her daughter.
It's a very soul-crushing moment that, he's saying all this, I should have never let you believe in yourself type of things.
The more than what you are.
And then and then she signs a bankruptcy, and it's just like a really sad moment. And then she's going over and reading the contracts, and like the fine print. And this is where she like writes a note to her ex-husband who's with her because they just bailed her out of jail. And she was it in Texas?
Where they're in California, and then she flew to Texas to meet the guy in charge of the guys who are in charge of the California plant. And
she's basically like there to confront him, like, this is fraud, this counts as fraud, I can have you on this and this and this.
And what helped her, adding on to that, is this is her final transformation. She cuts her hair short, wears an all black like suit but with a leather jacket and aviator glasses, and she just owns the stage.
Yeah, which brings me to my favorite part when she finally gets what she wants. She gets like
She gets more than what she wants.
She gets what she wants.
Oh, okay.
I forgot what the exact money amount was. It was ridiculous money where she basically made the guy sweat until he's like, fine, like, so you don't turn me in, I'll give you all of this money that you wanted. And, she makes him sign a paper. But
that was handwritten.
When she's walking away from there, like after she leaves the apartment, leaves the building, when she's walking away, she just looks like such a badass. And you can just feel like this is a woman who's on top of her shit. Like, she's not going to take no for an answer. Like, she's very much empowered.
And she did it in a tough time period, too.
Yeah, that was like definitely...
It is, I mean, yes, it's still hard nowadays, but it's way much easier than back then.
Yeah, so I love that part. And now I forgot the second part that I really loved her in.
Well, as you remember that, to add on to that part Brittany was talking about, what was cool about it is, and they meet in a hotel room, and she's talking to him, telling about all the fraud, and when she makes him sweat, she's sitting there, and as he gives her, at first,
he's lowballing numbers.
Half what she wants, she's just looking out the window.
Yeah, he's like, but I'll give you 5,000. She looks out the window.
Increases, and she still stares there.
10,000 looks out the window.
And then it gets to where she wants.
And she finally just starts to look at him like, okay, now you have my interest.
No. And then she looks at her pants and just kind of brushes them and everything.
Okay, so her attention's more just towards him, like, okay, you kind of got me.
And then she gives him more.
Yeah.
She looks at him, and then he gives her exactly all the more. And what was funny is the piece of paper she has as the contract was handwritten, and she's like, well, I got to add that part about the, let's say 500,000. I got to add that part.
And royalties or something.
And then she makes him sign it, and I like that. That was great acting because she's acting like no.
Yeah.
No.
I really liked that. I can't remember what the second part was.
I know what part I didn't like. That singing flashback part was crap.
What singing flashback?
So there's multiple flashbacks, and one of them.
Oh, the part where they're in the dream.
So her and her friend talk, and she says, like, what happened to us, what happened, and blah blah blah, and they flash back to where in their college days where she meets her ex-husband, and she falls for him. He's singing at the party.
Sorry, I just remembered.
Oh, do you want to go before?
No, go ahead.
Okay, she's singing at the party, and he kind of, to add on again, also to the whole she doesn't need a man because there's no kissing scene. He takes her off into a separate room, and we all know when that means when the party's happening and two people go off in a separate room, but they never kiss or anything. They're just talking. They're standing close, but just talking to each other about what they want to do, what they want to be, and stuff like that. And then he takes out this script he has, these lyrics for something he wants to do on a stage performance that he wants to sing with her, and they sing together. So, that was a fun scene. But also to add, like, they don't even kiss. He doesn't even hold her. They're just next to each other talking.
Yeah.
Which was kind of cool. But what was interesting about their dreams, he says he wants to be the next, like, I don't remember the exact name, but he's basically saying he wants to be the next big thing. But he says the person's name, like how people say, my daughter's going to be the next Beyonce, or I want to be the next Beyonce, or the next Frank Sinatra. That already shows how this person's limiting themselves. They're, you know what I mean? They're already saying a roof. Like, I want to be the next this. Well, why don't you be the next to you?
Oh, true.
Like that. Like, when he says that, you already see, like, he already limited himself. That's it. He just wants to be the same person. She doesn't really have a big dream. She just says, I just want to be happy. But to show the difference, she doesn't limit herself. She doesn't say, He does. And that's why he doesn't succeed in life and works for her in the end, really.
Mm-hmm. And because they're close confidants. Like,
yeah.
She
no, but you get what I mean.
Trusty advisor.
And then when they shows them on the performance singing that, like, basically a love song to each other.
Yeah, that part was.
I didn't get is that we've heard Jennifer Lawrence sing.
Yeah. And
for that Hunger Games song, it was like 3 men hanging tree, the hanging tree one. She can sing. She can. And the actor who plays her ex-husband, we see him in a couple scenes sing. and he's got chords, he's got vocal cords, he's got a good voice. For this part, when they're singing to each other, yes, the thing is, it's not a dream sequence, it's a flashback. If it was a dream sequence, I would have understood why the voice, basically nothing synced up with the lips. It was way off the vocal.
Oh yeah, that was really
weird. If it was a dream sequence, I would have understood it. I'm like, oh, it's a dream sequence, whatever. But no, it was an actual flashback, not a dream sequence. I didn't like that. There's the sound of their singing
did not match up with the lips.
Like it was like off by at least 5 seconds. I feel like it was that bad. Like that's
not
how much
5 seconds. That's exaggerated. It was just off.
It was poorly off, and it sounded fake and horrible. The singing, it was like, oh my gosh, it brought me out and just made me focus on the horrible lip sync.
Yeah,
and it looked like they weren't even like acting singing. They were just.
It was just bad.
It was really bad. That's one moment I didn't like.
Yeah.
So what was the good?
Oh, the second one is I don't exactly remember why she was so angry.
Who's she?
Joy.
It
had something. She was in the mechanic shop or auto body shop with her dad,
mm-hmm.
the sister, and the girlfriend.
Oh, it was just because more shit was in the fan. I think.
But there was something that really pissed her off because in the beginning, she goes to her dad's auto body shop. And right next to there's it's not like a gun firing range, but it's like
the dad's shop is placed right next to old guys who just shoot their guns.
shooting little targets that they put up on a fence. And, in the beginning she says, I can't believe that they even allow that. That's dangerous. Like, when are they going to take that down? It's bad for
business.
Dad, you should have them take it down because it's bad for business, blah, blah, blah. So then we flash back to this. She gets really pissed off about something that happened. Or, fast forward to this. I forgot why she was so pissed off. There's just a lot of stuff that goes wrong. I believe
it was probably involving the parts.
Or the royalties.
Not the royalties. The building of the parts thing, and the sister and the girlfriend were not doing their part.
Okay, so basically she was just really pissed off. She storms out, just super angry, crosses the fence over to the little gun firing range.
And the guy opens up creepily. I've watched you.
That was awkward. I've watched you come and go since you were a little girl.
He doesn't even say hi to her.
Yeah,
the first thing that's said between the.
It's like, do you guys even know each other's names?
Yeah, because she just walks up to him and the old guy stops firing. Looks at her like, I've seen you when you were a little girl just running up and down the side of the building and stuff. Does it say hi? Like, oh hey Joy or hey Miss? And
it was.
And she's just okay.
Major creeper vibes.
Yeah.
So she's really angry, and she asks if she can shoot a few rounds, and she just I don't know what it was. It was like, I had a level stage 5 girl crush on her It was bad.
Was it?
But she just starts firing. Yeah, she just started firing the gun, and she hits all the targets. I was just
I did
totally
miss,
had the hots for Jennifer Lawrence.
Because that scene was in the first trailer, and I missed her saying, I'm Joy, by the way. Because that's how it was a cool way because the trailer ended with her doing that.
I don't remember her saying.
In the trailer, she's shooting. In the trailer, does the same scene. She's shooting.
I don't remember
but when she stops, the trailer. She takes her breath and she's like, "I'm Joy, by the way." And I was looking for that scene because that part of because when you put something in the trailer, put it in the movie, and to add more to the coolness. But that was the cool part for you.
Yeah, I really loved that. That was another just
she's
badass. I don't know. Yeah, she was just badass.
So would you recommend this to every female you know? Just first of all, obviously everyone you know, but for sure every female you know. Would you recommend this as a good woman empowerment movie?
Yeah. As a woman empowerment movie, yeah, but I know some people who don't really care for Jennifer Lawrence.
Okay, but
yeah, as a woman empowerment movie, I would say yes. I wish there was a little. You do see her butt heads with males in the business world,
but she wins in the end.
Yeah. No, she definitely does. But I wish one that you saw a little more face to face instead of over the phone. And she does go and confront that guy.
But overall, you wanted more face to face.
Well, no, she does quite a lot of that. I wish it was just more modern. Because yes, we can relate to it because female.
But because it's so far back, you wish it was more relatable. For now,
yeah,
okay.
But I would recommend. I really do like.
Maybe
this movie.
they may obviously we know why it's set in the time period because it's loosely based, but also too I think it works because having it back then because she had more obstacles back then than we females do now. So I think that was to show,
and we have just different obstacles now.
Yeah, so I think that was to show even when it was at that hard critical time back in history, she still did it. So it's she could have done it back then, we can all do it now and empower yourself to do it now.
Yeah, but overall, I would recommend it.
Would you recommend it to women older than you too?
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay, good.
Would you?
Yeah. It was a good. It to me, like I said, this was the first woman empowerment movie done right. Because the movies that are coming out now, let's say, there was the Divergent series, and a little
I
bit.
haven't seen the second one.
But I've seen enough of the trailers and heard from people who've seen and read the books, and also too from the other. From the different franchise that Jennifer Lawrence is in the Hunger Games, they both come off with it's a woman empowerment movie, to basically empower the young women of this generation, girls let's say 10 to 14. Let's just say that. But what we see in the trailer and what I saw a little bit in the movies, there's still a romance involved.
But with the Hunger Games one, this is why I'm going to cut you off because I didn't even see the last Hunger Games. But since I've read some of the books, what I do think is very female empowerment about that is that, and what enrages everybody is that she plays both sides, Peeta and Gale.
His name's Gale?
His name is Gale.
Hold on, Liam Hemsworth's character's name is Gale?
Yes.
Peeta and Gale?
Whatever, let me get to my point. Is that...
What's her name in the movie?
Katniss.
God, those are just so...
Because Peeta and Katniss's shipper name is Penis.
Wait, I wasn't thinking of penis. Where did that come from?
When you combine their names. Like Brad and Angelina, Brangelina, Katniss and Peeta, Penis. Or Penis, or Peeta. See, damn it. Anyways, like what I was saying in the Hunger Games one, is that you see her, I don't want to say play both sides, but yeah, she does. Like, she does have feelings for Gale, but while she's in the game, she needs to do what she needs to survive. And most people, I'm sure people will be like, oh wow, what a bitch, so cold-hearted. But it's you know what, she does what she needs to survive. Her family is number one, and she does what she needs to survive by playing into Peeta and what the audience wants to survive and come out on top.
What I'm saying is that it's so good, it doesn't need a romance. That's what I'm saying about Joy. Doesn't need a love interest. But this is
showing that it wasn't so much a love interest, which I haven't seen the second one, so there might be a love interest.
Part 2, you mean?
Or yeah, part 2 of the second one. But
there's 4 movies. Yeah, 4. Okay,
I just haven't seen the most recent one. But there's a romance, but it's more that she, from what I've seen, is that she's trying to create the romance, especially with Peeta.
Well, that's to save their asses.
But Peeta does like her, and she is aware of that. So she is aware that she is, probably hurting his feelings and whatnot. But she, like I said, she's doing this for her family. She's doing this to survive, to be with her family again, to make sure that they're taken care of. Yeah, I'm sure she cares about both Peeta and Gale. But it just shows that,
Gale?
I don't know. It just shows that, you know what, she, Gale. She's top dog, you know?
What do they say?
Because if a guy were to do something like this, it'd be he had to do what he had to do, whatever. But I feel like as soon as a girl does something like this, it's just oh, she's a cold-hearted bitch.
Well, I was just hitting on the fact that this is so good that it doesn't need a romance for the woman empowerment. It just sticks to her and being that independent. That's what I'm saying about this movie. That it's not that she wants a man. It's just she doesn't literally need it, doesn't have to have it. Doesn't... Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what I meant. That this is why it's so different. Why I would recommend this more as a woman empowerment film for. Well, it's rated R, right?
I didn't think it was R.
Well, I mean, no. For anyone who can watch this,
PG-13.
Yeah, PG-13 from 12 to 90. I would recommend this because it just hit on that fact when she says I don't need a princess with the powers I have. That's what I'm saying. I like that. That's why I like the difference between those franchises and this one is that it just takes out a romance part and just focuses on her struggle and her overcoming these obstacles. That's what I'm saying. That's why I like it.
Okay.
So much.
Valid.
That's why I like it so much, and that's why I recommend this movie to everyone, male and female, but mostly females. That if you want to see a really good woman empowerment movie, this is the one. Because it hits that note and it sticks to that. Because it finally, it's finally you hit that note. Show it.
Yeah. I just wish there was another modern one.
There probably will be after this.
Because I think we do need a modern one, a more modern struggles.
And actually, hitting on, in a sense of that, there was something recently on YouTube with the Oscars coming up. They had a little fun with all our recent famous actors right now. They had a little fun with switching the sexes for 2 famous lines said in the movie Gone with the Wind. The whole part.
Never seen it.
You've heard the line. Frankly, my dear.
My dear, I don't care.
But before that, Scarlett's character, she says, "Where will I go? What shall I do?" All that.
She's helpless.
And he says to her, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn."
Yeah.
and they switched it to show like how would it be kind of thing. First of all, it was hilarious. Samuel Jackson was the funniest. He's like, "What shall I do?" Fanning himself. "Where shall I go?" And then Bryan Cranston was, oh my gosh, him and Eddie Raymond's were the best because they just owned the dramatic like helplessness. I literally forgot what I was going. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. It was a side note about like wanting more female empowerment movies because if you notice, there's a lot of more. Right now, this year, they're saying in 2016, there's a lot of reboots but all female cast. The whole female Ghostbusters. Like
Being Single with Rebel Wilson.
No. Yes, all female cast, but they're like rebooting male movies. Like, okay, yes, there are a lot of strong female movies coming out. Like, it was Being Single and The Boss with Melissa McCarthy. The one where she's a big tycoon, she goes down. Remember, she was playing with the mom's bra, going, "It's like I'm Geppetto," the Girl Scout. They're being the crap.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So on that note, yeah, there's a lot of like I think Trainwreck too Trainwreck was another one. I didn't see it, but I heard Trainwreck was basically another like it was.
Yeah, I thought that was. I mean, there's not a lot of female empowerment in it, but I thought there was.
No, but the female led.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I think.
There's gonna be more female empowerment movie like this one.
Like Joy?
Yeah, like where it's like.
Showing... Well, yeah, but I liked that and how.
Do you think there should if they did another female empowerment movie of a woman going over obstacles? Do you think it would benefit it, complement it, or hurt it to add a romance part to it?
I mean, I don't see what's wrong with.
No. Do you think? I'm saying for those.
No, I mean, I think it'll be fine. I mean, I definitely think there's going to be those people that are just like, oh, there always.
Would it have to be done though, right? Though, for it to complement it or help it, not just turn it where she like just falls for him and. You know what I mean?
Well, definitely don't make it the whole falling for him or like making her seem like the helpless person who needed help or any of those cliche things where she's stranded on the side of the road, she has a flat tire, and up comes like this cute boy in a truck who helps her, and then all of a sudden they're dating and they love each other. And
why can't it be an ugly guy or a fat guy?
Whatever, you know what I mean?
It would be nice.
Something like that. Like I think
fat guy.
If romance is in there, then romance is in there. But I think
it shouldn't be even the backdrop, just like a part, like a little like part of it sprinkled on.
I mean, it's just part of life. It's not just part of like female life. It's part of male's life.
No, I know.
I wouldn't mind if it was in there. What I want to see more in female empowerment movies is more just women. I guess more like equal rights, like equal paying jobs.
I know there's that movie that came out last year, Suffragate, the suffrage movement.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I heard that, but that was another for this past 2015 year.
That's why I liked Train. Well, sorry, I just
no. We're talking. Well, since this movie is about not only female empowerment but a female-led movie.
Yeah, and that's why I like Trainwreck because even though she was a bit of a train wreck, it's in the movie.
Her dad didn't help by herself from that.
Yeah, but I mean, in the movie she has tons of sexual partners, but she never once is disgusted by it, or never once is like down on herself, or the self-pity party after
a weird one night stand.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, okay, you know what, I did it and then I'm gonna move on. Like she's very much like a dude in that. She's very just like, you know what, I did it and now I'm just
might not like it a little bit, but I just did it.
Yeah, like I'm gonna move on. Like I'm in charge of this and it's not gonna make me a horrible person. That's what I want to see more of.
Okay.
More where they don't totally take
they're not
charge.
Guilted. They're not guilted by
yeah, and not like a female having too many sexual partners.
If at most they go like, you know what, I shouldn't have done that. I'll remember that in the future. Like that. At most, it's like.
I would love to
learn from it.
Just see a movie where girls took up like guy roles or just thought like guys.
Not like So you mean? So what you're saying is not where they like redo a all male movie. They just act like the guy. Like they just take up the guy.
Yeah, it's not your typical girl movie where, like I said, she has a one night stand and the next day she's, oh my god, I can't believe I did that. And
well, isn't Trainwreck then like what you're saying? Or they?
Well, I mean,
like what's
that's why it's not super female. I just like how she does like have all these partners and she doesn't really feel bad about it.
What makes Joy and that movie not hit what you're saying you wish to see? If aren't they already doing that?
Trainwreck did it. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Joy, I really
You just want more of that.
I wish Joy just had more modern
issues
like
Trainwreck.
Yeah, like Trainwreck. Well,
okay.
I mean, Trainwreck really wasn't about it, but just how
set
it
in a modern time frame.
But yeah, just how she hinted at, like she could have all these partners and she's fine with it. And
okay.
I liked that.
Okay. So
I feel like I just made this really long tangent.
No. That's good. This is
just ignore everything I said.
No, don't ignore. This is what this podcast is all about. Just talking about
back.
the movie.
I'm done.
No, she'll be back. Trust me.
I'll never guest star on this again.
She'll be back on a Throwback Thursday, so don't worry.
Yeah.
Anywho,
yeah.
This is why we're talking about this movie, because basically all movies you can relate to something that is happening right now in society, or there's a problem in society or a benefit in society.
Yep.
So the problem what this is hitting on is that, first of all, even though women have come, they say they come a long way, there's still a problem of, first of all, as we all hear in the news right now, equal pay, but other things.
Yeah.
There's other things.
There's tons of things.
And you want to see more movies.
Which is more, that was a great movie. And, I think it really just...
We just need more of it. We need more of it.
I think we need more of them with more modern things. So
not just looking at the past.
Yeah, so younger girls
it's good to look
can
at. It's like they say, it's good to know your history so it doesn't repeat.
Yeah.
But you want to see now because it's the now that's important.
Yeah, so younger people can see it, or just anybody can see it. And
what would your idea of one that would be like that? You think?
Female empowerment?
Level for right now, the modern day women.
Well, I don't have any ideas of movies, but I do have
you get what I mean.
What was the spin-off of Captain America, but it's with the girl?
Oh, Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel?
I believe it's called Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
yes.
Something like that, where she's just totally being this badass spy, and she's doing it all on her own.
I think she actually has superpowers. I don't know much about the comic book heroes coming out. I never read a comic. The most I know about superheroes is the cartoon TV shows that I watch. But I'm more of a DC, not a Marvel.
And then also Black Widow. She's pretty badass.
Oh, she is so badass.
And you always kind of see her. It looks like she has a little thing with Hawkeye. She kind of looks like she likes Captain America, and then almost has this thing with Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner, it's a thing. She likes him.
Oh, in the movies?
Okay, so what happened?
Okay, so
no. I bet it's in the comics. But if we're talking about the movies, when we're talking about the movies, hopefully I don't spoil a little bit too much.
Crap.
But as she's saying, for Black Widow's character, we're first introduced to her in Iron Man 2, and to hit on that, because she's a spy. She played on the whole sexed up look, but she could literally kick ass.
A temptress.
Yeah, a temptress. But she came down.
Well, see, that's what I like. She plays on it.
I'm saying that's how we're introduced to her.
Yeah, she's a powerful.
And then in the Avengers, we do see a thing. You would say a thing between her and Hawkeye, but I think it's just they've known each other so long. It's like good friends or just opposite sex.
Yeah, and I think that just a lot of people just wish that they were together, so it just kind of gets stuck in your head, we want them to be together.
And then with Captain America, I think it's the same thing. It's like her new best male friend, who's yes, is a good looking guy. He's a heroic guy. He's everything you'd want to look for boyfriend, husband material.
Don't they kiss?
Did they kiss?
I didn't see Winter Soldier. When they're in the mall or whatever, and they're going down the escalator. Don't they kiss?
I didn't see Winter Soldier. I only saw Avengers and Avengers 2.
I'm trying to remember.
I'm
not.
But to hit on her character, though, it's like that. Yeah, she's good-looking woman, tough woman. She does what she needs to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I really like that. She just. I mean, quote unquote, thinking like a man, surviving, doing what she needs to do to.
And you want more of that, but for the modern day to help the new generation.
Yeah, not
and
so
the modern day
superhero,
generation.
not so superhero type, but more.
She's
just
not that superhero type. She actually has. When you see Avengers 2, Brit, it shows a.
Well, in the movie, she's like a superhero.
She's a hero.
Whatever.
Sorry, she's not
Whatever. See, look at that.
She's a spy. She's actually labeled as a spy. She even labels herself as a spy and as a soldier.
She can't be a superhero, huh?
She's seen as one, but she labeled her. She even said she's a solger.
Yeah, okay.
Now you're making me
she's pretty super, but whatever.
Well, it is Scarlett Johansson.
I would love to see more movies that aren't sci-fi, like a superhero movie or a
superhero movies aren't sci-fi. I'm just saying.
It's not sci-fi.
Why can't it be any? Why can't it be any genre for a good female empowerment movie? Any genre, Western, sci-fi.
No, that's what I'm saying. Modern. Make it relate to modern times with real life. No superpowers, no secret spies.
Just the average Joe, the average
female in everyday life. Deborah.
Well, the average Joe,
Jane.
G.I.
Joe, G.I. Jane.
Fine, the average Jane. I like the name Deborah. Deborah's a nice name. Fine, the average Jane. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was. I was looking for a J name. I was thinking of Jackie for some reason.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
But yes, that's my take on it. Which I don't even know if I made sense, but whatever.
No, I think you did. And so to as we wrap up here, the final question I have for you, Britt.
Oh no.
Is do you think that
I don't think ever.
You have a college education. Do you think you have a college? You literally have a
You'd
BA.
Be surprised.
You have a BA.
Doesn't Trump have a quote college education? Anyway.
You're my older cousin. You think? Do you think 50 years from now, when we're our parents' age or older, or after we're gone, do you think this movie will be a classic? Will be remembered as a classic that can stand the test of time?
As a classic.
Do you think it has that potential? Because it's nominated for Oscars right now.
I'm trying to think of like the classics right now. Like I'm looking at the movie posters in your room: Star Wars, Reservoir Dogs. Like Breakfast Club, Lebowski, Ferris Bueller.
Casablanca, Gone with the Wind, Spartacus,
See, I'm trying to think of
Full
all
Metal
those.
Jacket, 2001: Space Odyssey, Godfather, Tootsie.
Honestly, I don't know.
Breakfast at
I don't know if
Tiffany's.
it'll be considered a classic.
You don't think it could? Just as its own.
I'm trying to.
Movie.
Yeah, maybe.
You think it has a chance?
Honestly, I don't know.
Very well then.
I liked it, but I
guess we'll have to see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I don't know if it'll be considered a classic.
All right. Well, thank you once again, everyone, for joining us here on combo number 2. Thank you for letting me know about that. You will get to go to the restroom right after this.
Can you start?
Okay. Thank you once again.
It was good being here.
I'm Tom Flores.
I'm Brittany.
And we'll catch you on the next episode. Catch you later. Bye.